So I just got to see a movie that's headed to festivals, a horror film from Argentina. And you know how much I love Argentina films that are horror. So you may want to pay attention to this one. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking to you about a film that's coming out to the festivals. I think it's being shopped around yet, and I got to check it out early, and I'm excited to talk to you about it. I'm not going to do like a regular review of this movie. I'm just going to kind of tell you about it to give you an idea, a vibe, and sort of what to maybe expect without giving too much away. And I decided on this because it's not out yet. And I want to make sure that you guys know about it without any kind of like extra influence or anything like that, okay? This is a movie called 1978, and it came out in 2024. Now, I do believe they may have had it out there, but I don't know that it's been anywhere else. So I'm just going to kind of explain what it is to you. Big shout out to Adrian and, of course, the directors for allowing me to see this. This is by directors Luciano Onetti and Nicolas Onetti, who did movies like What the Waters Left Behind and Abracadabra, as well as many other things. They also do some of the composing and music of this stuff, so they're very multifaceted and talented individuals. So first up, what is 1978 all about? This is during the World Cup in 1978. They had a Argentina versus Holland sort of soccer match or football. This was during a really problematic time. It was actually, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, called the Dirty War, or as they would call it, El Proceso Guerra Sucia, which is the Dirty War. And there was military dictatorship sort of going on, and they were doing a lot of really heinous activities towards like communism and anybody that might be outside of the actual dictatorship. But there's this group of people that are torturing people, and it's a lot of people, and they're trying to get this information about these other sort of separatists. And what begins as a sort of inhumane interrogation and torture movie slowly and very quickly turns into something much more. And about the halfway mark, things go pretty crazy. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to tell you what I thought. Slightly. I don't want to get too crazy about it. But I definitely like the setting and the idea of the history of Argentina and them kind of taking the story, mixing that in with a very problematic time, and then turning it on its head by doing something completely different by the last half of the movie. I get vibes of movies like Baskin. If you've ever seen the movie Baskin, it kind of has some familiarity there. It also does feel kind of like some of their earlier films a little bit. If you've seen What the Waters Left Behind, it is a movie that takes place in an actual place, an actual town that was swallowed up by the sea, and everybody was left behind. And there's this story about this girl going back to her family's home, because this wasn't too long ago. It was kind of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre version, Argentina version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but maybe not as like graphic. It definitely has some gore and things in there, so trust me on that. And that movie sort of had a pretty interesting twist in it too. Maybe not as big as this one, but it kind of has a twist in it that you may or may not expect. Not a bad movie for a very indie budget film, especially for its time. This was in 2017 when What the Waters Left Behind was about, and they even made a sequel for it. So if you're interested, I did both of the movies as a review on this channel. So if you're looking for it, I'll try to include it in this video so you can look for it yourself, check it out, maybe find something new that you liked. I wasn't blown away by those movies, but I could see the potential there, and I was looking forward to seeing what these directors would do in the future. So here we are. But yeah, this one's definitely different than those movies. I don't want you to get hopes up too high, but I'm also doing this video in just one take, by the way. So if it seems like it's a little rough around the edges, it's because I'm trying to get this up for you while I'm doing so many other editing and video, more content. It's gonna be coming out. I don't know when it's coming out to the festivals. I definitely enjoyed it. I will say that I enjoyed it more than I liked the What the Waters Left Behind. I definitely like the theme that's going on here. So what should you expect from this film? I think it's okay to understand that the beginning of this movie is going to be very intense in the sense that it is like these really bad people doing some pretty messed up things to some seemingly innocent people. But when it goes to the thing in the middle and it changes, it gets much darker, okay? And it definitely, I don't want to say it leans into our other friends in Argentina who have done, like When Evil Lurks. Not as dark as that, but somewhere in between that and like What the Waters Left Behind in there. Definitely a step up from What the Waters Left Behind, in my opinion. The acting is much better in this one, I think, than that one. It is pretty cool, and I think a lot of people are going to like what happened at the end. I think what they do in the setup is pretty good, but some people may have a little bit of impatience as to what's going on in the beginning. They don't reveal it, obviously, to you. But I definitely think it's a good film. I enjoyed it, and I think you guys should keep your eyes out for it. I don't know when it'll ever be released, but it is coming to the festivals, so if you're planning on attending some of the festivals physically or virtually, you might want to keep an eye out for this one. I just wanted to at least get a video up there for you guys to tell you about this because I'm very thankful that they let me see it early. Thank you so much, guys. So behind, and I have so many interviews that I've set up with other people that have been waiting patiently. Thank you, guys. I think if you are into sort of like an exploitation film that's not too in your face, and then something that changes towards the end, this will be something up your alley. It definitely gets pretty wild, and hopefully you kind of get the idea what it is, but I don't want to spoil it because it surprised me a little bit, and I like where it went. I did want a little bit more from the graphic stuff, but I'm kind of a seasoned veteran when it comes to this thing, so maybe I'm just a gore hound. Keep an eye out for 1978. It will be coming out soon, within the next year. And I know you guys get mad at me when I tell you about these movies, but this is part of what I do. I get movies ahead of time so that you guys can keep your eyes out for it and know about it. So write it down, look at the poster. It may change, but I like the poster as it is right now. And I like the kind of theme that they're going with here. So let me know what you think about this movie and this concept in the comment section down below. If you're going to some of the festivals, would you watch a movie like this? I would love to hear what you think about this movie in the comment section down below. We are blowing up, my friends. This channel is doing really well. I'm sorry I've waited a couple of days in between some of the videos. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm still fixing my computer and a lot of other stuff going on, but I've got a lot planned for you. I'm still watching movies behind the scenes so that we can talk about it. Thank you so much for coming by, and as always, long live the void.